Join with you. Okay, hi guys. You are watching and listening to Connecting with Lisa Marie, and I'm your host, Lisa Marie. I am just starting, so stay tuned. We're going to get awesome Kimberly on, and we're going to be talking about some yummy recipes too, so hang tight. All right, so we are going to connect. So just give me 1 second. Okay, there she is. I'm gonna get my audio going too. Hi, Kimberly, how are you doing? It is so nice to see you and meet you.
Meet you, and thank you so much for having me on.
Oh my goodness, it is a pleasure. And I'm sorry, like I'm a few minutes late. I heard our garbage truck going and I'm like, no.
It's, you know what, in today's, what's going on with everything today, just patience is everything. It's all good. I'm easy.
Exactly. I love your background, by the way. It's so cute.
This is my studio. This is my actual studio in my house.
It is. Oh my God. Oh, that is really cool. That is some studio. Look at those guitars. How many do we have there?
Well, these are some of them. There's, how many up here? There's 6 up here right now. My favorite right now, just so you know, is this red one. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
So my family got that for me for my birthday this year. It's signed by every member of Queen.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Including Freddie. Yes, Freddie Mercury. I mean, I cried. When I literally cried. I'm like, are you sure? Is this real? And they're like, it's real, Mom. It's like, I literally was so like overwhelmed. Yeah.
That is so cute. Now, who got that for you again?
My kids and my husband.
Oh, way to go, hubby and kids.
I'm telling you, like seriously, I was like, I mean, yes, it's like my pride and joy right now. I love it. I touch it. I'm like, inspire me, Freddie.
Yes, that is adorable. I love that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because you sound so interesting and amazing, and I want to get started, but I want to put record on iHeart and get that going. So can you just give me like 1 minute? I'm just going to push pause really quick, and we are going to rock.
Perfect.
All right, hold on for one. Like the view better, the gallery.
You know what? I'm just showing your back. It's not showing me. Are you talking about your background?
Yeah. No, like the gallery. First, it's like shows us side by side.
Whatever works for you. I'm fine with anything.
Okay, because we got this. Yay. Oh, I like you. I like you right in the big screen. There we go. Okay, so we're going to have some fun too. I can even do a little bit of going on CrockPotMoms if you want as well towards the end.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's have some fun. I'm going to start with the audio and let me start. We're recording already too. Yay. All right. All right, guys, you are watching and listening Connecting with Lisa Marie, and I'm your host, Lisa Marie, and I'm starting my iHeart show as well, so we're going to re-say that one more time. Here we go. All right, you are listening to Connecting with Lisa Marie, and I'm your host, Lisa Marie. Today, I have the most amazing guest. We have Kimberly Dawn here, and she's a country music singer, an artist, and all around an amazing gal. So welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I've been excited about coming on, so thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh, it is a pleasure. All right, so let's get started. I mean, how did you begin this amazing journey into country music?
So I grew up singing like in church, and I always loved music, and I feel like I grew up very well versed with listening to all kinds of music. But I will tell you, in my later teens, I really kind of discovered country music.
Okay.
And the person I really discovered was Garth Brooks. So that's kind of where my first, I'd heard some country, but it was Garth Brooks that really took me out of this, like, what is this sound? Who is this? Where I really fell in love with country music.
Okay. I love Garth Brooks, by the way. He loves Pittsburgh. And I live here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and he's always like, Pittsburgh.
I love it. That's it. I love Garth. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I ended up moving out to LA when I was almost 19. And I continued doing the music thing, got married, had my kids. So things got pushed aside.
How many kiddos do you have, by the way?
I have 4.
Whoa, that is amazing. I mean, girlfriend, my sister has 4, and I know that it's a lot, and I have 2, but Wow, I'm so impressed that you are, doing your career and also managing four kiddos. That's awesome.
Well,
How
kudos
old
to
are
you.
they?
Because you're a mom and you're doing your career too. I mean, I'm just saying, balancing it all is hard.
Yes. Yeah.
It's hard.
Like today, it's like running from the store to hurrying up and getting my kid to nap. And my husband's home today. So thank God he's up there helping. But otherwise, we would have a 3-year-old running around during this interview.
Which I would have loved, by the way, because I missed that age of the little ones. I love that. That's my favorite. So my oldest is 21, and then I have a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 14-year-old.
Well, you look 19.
Oh, I love you. You're so cute.
I could not believe you said that. I was like, wait, what? That's amazing. You look amazing. Oh my goodness.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I'm grateful for that. I had my kids. And then I just kind of got to a point where I was like, my littlest one he was a baby. He's probably a year old. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I have all these children. I love being a mom, but I need to do something for me too. Like I need to really figure out what I want to do for me and what makes me happy. And I really kind of did a lot of soul searching, and I kind of came full circle back to music. So I started taking piano lessons. I started, and I took piano when I was younger, but I'm like, I really want to really jump back into it. But I want to learn how to play. I want to be able to play my own music, do whatever I want to do. So I started doing that.
I love that because I do hear that, and not to mean to interrupt you, but I see a lot of people like when they go for their passion, that's when it's like they're led to even more. And then I feel like when you go outside your passion to get more like little things that you kind of like here and there to just make your passion even better. I love hearing that because it's just making you even more incredible than you already are.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. No, I just think it's important. And listen, I've had conversations with mom friends where they have felt like they were just a mom and they didn't really know what they wanted to do, but maybe didn't have to necessarily work outside the home and didn't want a full-time job because they wanted to be available for the kids, but yet they were just like lost. And I used to say, find something that you love. You loved something before you had kids. What is that? It could be something as simple as like gardening or I don't know, whatever it is. And so, but I've always said, find something because eventually our kids grow up and they're going to leave. Yeah. And then you're kind of like, oh, I wish I would have did this or I wish I would have did that. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I'm
doing all these years, and
absolutely.
The kids are busy, but with you kind of building now, like, finding yourself now, like I noticed when I even had my second one, my first one, it was like, I was so new to momhood that I just went with it. And he was 3 pounds, 2 months early. We had multiple surgeries. So it was like very stressful. And I was just a working mom too. So very busy. But I think with my second one, I'm 37 and he's 3. And when I had him, I was a stay-at-home mom working for my, doing my business at home. But it was a huge transition because you do think like I have my business and I have my kids, but also what do I have that's fun? What do I have that I love? And like, you have to kind of go back to that because when you start doing that kind of stuff, like even if it's dancing or hanging out with some girlfriends or painting, going to painting classes, crafting, cooking even, it really does get you out of that like overthinking funk or, you're always running for somebody else. And it just gives you that time for yourself and you really have to invest in you, right?
Absolutely, because then you feel depleted. Yeah. And if you're depleted, you can't give to anybody. You can't be a good mom. You can't be a good wife. You can't be a good friend. You can't be a good daughter. It all circles around really that mental health and taking care of yourself. It does. Because then you can be the best you can be. And listen, there's plenty of women around me that I see that they didn't. They feel lost. They just, their kids are grown up or they're getting older and they don't know what to do with themselves. And but I think it's important. And like I said, I just had that aha moment where I was like, okay, I'm just a mom. Don't get me wrong, I love being a mom, like I said, but I wanted something more. And I saw my husband had his own passions and he was kind of doing his thing. And I'm like, okay, I need something for me. So like I said, I circled back to music. I got into writing and started really writing. But I was doing pop music because I lived in LA, and I still live in LA. I do travel back and forth from Nashville and LA, but my main residency is here in LA. And so I was kind of thrust into more of the pop world.
Yes.
Doing more of the pop music, which is fine. I still could tell a story and write a song and tell a story with that pop song. But I would say about 5 years ago is when I really was like, you know what? I want to do the country thing. That's what's calling me. And I wanted to do it for a long time. But every producer I talked to in LA was like, you live in LA, you don't live in Nashville. If you want to do country music, move to Nashville. I wasn't going to just...
Everybody tells me to do.
I know. And I was like, I can't just pack up and like say, okay, we're just moving to Nashville.
Yeah.
No. So...
and you should be able to do wherever you want now, especially with the pandemic. We're all learning that, right?
Right. And let me tell you, this whole pandemic has really, I think, changed the way things are done. Yeah. And I would say about a year and a half ago, I started traveling back and forth from Nashville, writing and really working with people in Nashville. I recorded an album in January in Nashville. So it's been good for me because I really have been splitting up my time between LA and Nashville. Yeah. And it's been good, but there's so much crossover too. When you look at the country world, you have hip hop and country artists. You have pop and country
huge artists right now.
There's so much going on with that crossover that it's like you can do it anywhere. And I feel like to be in music, whether you're in LA or you're in Nashville, if you're in LA, you need to be a producer who can also do country music. Or if you just focus merely on country music, that's great. There's plenty of people out here that are going to want to be doing that.
Yeah, and maybe label yourself as that.
Right.
Country producer only, stuff like that. But I think what happens is you'll find your people, right? So when you're doing this kind of stuff in the industry, it's like, I feel like you're finding your right tribe around you when you're doing your thing. And I feel like when you're getting these bad vibes, or not bad vibes, just in general, but maybe it doesn't fit you. It's not like it's bad or good. It's just not fitting you. And what's going on. So tell me, you got signed recently. Is that correct? Or were you signed a few years ago?
You know what? I'm not fully signed yet, but I have been. The good thing is that I have some interest with my music right now. And so, with anything that you decide to do, you want to make sure that it's the right fit for you. Sure. So it's kind of like making sure, and being in this pandemic, it's been a lot of like back and forth, meetings and stuff. It's like scheduling phone calls, it's just a totally different world. And
it's your life.
And we're having to adapt to this. Yeah. And so, just keep putting out the good vibes because I feel like really great things are in store and they are happening. Great things are. So
you have been doing like big things. I know in 2015 you opened up for Wilson Phillips. Is that correct?
I did. I did. It was like
I did my homework.
I love it. No, it's amazing.
I always say a prayer before my podcast, and I always say a prayer before my show, and I just ask God to like bring the best interview out and the message and whatever. It's all about you and my guests. It's all about what you guys have, to share with my listeners and followers. And I feel like there's always a message and that someone needs to receive. So whoever's listening to this today, you were meant to hear it. And I love what you're doing. And I was doing some research. I like to research my guests and just get to know, personal things. Not like I'm creeping on you. I just I want to know a little bit more about you and go beyond. I just think that is amazing. I love Wilson Phillips, and the fact that you opened up for them in 2015, that is major. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's so funny because I love it that you say a prayer before you do your interviews, because my daily morning is a prayer meditation, in the morning. And then before I do anything, whether it's like I'm going to be performing or, even an interview, I'm always praying that I say a prayer before that, everything goes smoothly and that I say what God wants me to say, like to put it out to the universe so people hear what they needed to get from this. Yeah. So growing up I grew up in Canada, and I grew up in a small little farming community on a farm. and I used to listen to Wilson Phillips in my bedroom.
Oh my
So
God.
I would listen to, their songs were inspiring to me, especially the song Hold On. And I just specifically remember that song, and I would like belt that song out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make it through this, and I'm gonna be okay. And in my dreams of like, I'm gonna move to California and I'm gonna live in LA. Well, fast forward, I did do that. And from this little girl singing in her bedroom to Wilson Phillips to all of a sudden, it's like now I'm opening for Wilson Phillips. And it was very surreal, but I know that God had a hand in that, because it's like you can put those things out in the world and envision things happening, and they happen, and it really was very surreal. Like I think the day of, I still was kind of like, I'm really opening for Wilson Phillips. And then when it actually happened, I was like, can somebody pinch me? Like, this really actually happened.
Is this going down?
I know. And then fast forward, Bridesmaids. They're in the movie Bridesmaids. And I was like, yep, there's my song.
Oh my gosh. So like when you opened and you got on stage, so were you able to meet them beforehand?
I met him after the show. I did meet him after the show, which was great. And they were, every single one of them, they were so delightful. They were just so sweet.
Did they say?
Pardon?
What did they say about your opening? Did they like?
They were like, you did so great, and they were like, thank you for opening for us. I mean, they were like grateful. They were just very sweet. Yeah. But I have to tell you, so China's little girl, China Phillips, I remember her little girl. I was so nervous, first of all. I'm getting on stage and I like having anxiety, like really like, just nervous vibes.
Anybody would.
This cute little blonde is sitting in the very front, little blue eyes, little girl. She was probably like maybe 6 or 7. Yeah. And she was enamored with me, and I could tell. And so I was very focused on her. I'm like, okay, I can keep doing this, and this little girl's giving me good vibes. I feel good about this.
Yes.
After the show, she's standing by her mom. She comes up to me. She says, you were just on stage singing to me. It was the cutest thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I still remember that. It was the cutest thing.
Horrible. And that probably helped you like channel some good energy there,
It did.
Like there's somebody I could catch. Like I know people say when you go speak in something, find somebody that you can kind of connect with.
And it was a little angel, this little girl.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So now what are you currently doing? I mean, and how can we follow you?
So currently right now I've been, I'm getting everything rolling to release my album. So that's, everything, as we all know, the pandemic kind of hit and things have, just been moving a little bit slower, but it's okay. I'm just being patient with it all.
Everything happens for a reason,
It does happen for a reason. I truly do believe that. And literally when the pandemic hit, I just released a single called Nashville. Literally just released it. And I was like, okay, I was supposed to be in Nashville. I had all this stuff I was supposed to do. I had a show I was doing, interviews, anyway, it all got canceled. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. And I have to tell you, it's continued to really move along. I mean, the song's doing well. So I just feel like everything in God's timing is what I always say. It's not in my timing, it's in His. Yeah. And so
if there's a will, there's a way.
Yes. And so right now, just getting ready for to release this album, and I'll be having a single coming out. It looks like probably towards the end of August.
Okay.
So I'll have a single coming out, and then the album will come out shortly after that. So
that's so cool. So how can we follow you? How can we, make sure that we buy this album and support you?
Thank you. So you can follow me Instagram, official Kimberly Dawn, and that's KIMBERLY and Dawn, DWN. I'm on Twitter, and that's official Kim Dawn. You can also find me on Facebook. It's official Kimberly Dawn Music. So
that's easy.
It's easy. And same with my website. It's officialkimberlydawn.com. And you can find me on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Pandora. Stream my music, support the musicians. I always tell people, let's support us,
because who is? I mean, you can only support yourself so much. Your family can only support you so much. Your friends can only support you so much. But
Correct.
You really need to find your tribe out there, and people out there. Like, we're not going to have any more arts if we don't support the artists. And streaming, sharing, that stuff's easy. I always say, give me something I like. That is easy. So if you can't monetize, at least stream that music. Love it, like it, share it. We need the support. So we're totally there for you. So I just only have like a few more questions, and then I know you have to go because you have so many interviews today. And I am blessed to just be in your presence. I see amazingness. I think what you're doing is awesome. You're a light worker, and you're really inspiring other people to go for their dreams, no matter what they're doing, no matter if they're a mom or not. You find your passion to go with it, and just look what you're doing. It is awesome. So how are you now? I know like how we started talking about how you started, and we interrupted a little bit with like the kids stuff we were talking, but so tell me a little bit about that journey again. So you started doing music, you're a mom of 4, and then kind of like what happened after that? Like what led you to this career?
So I kind of fell into, well, first of all, I met a producer, and listen, the music industry, I think entertainment in general, it's a tough industry.
Yes,
anyone who's in it will tell you, you have to have a lot of thick skin, and you have to be willing to, not only work hard, but continue to persevere through the struggles, because you're going to get a lot of doors slammed in your face, a lot of no's before you're going to get the yeses. So I worked with a producer who, the only good thing that I really got out of this producer, because it wasn't necessarily the best experience, he really pushed me to write. And so he put me with different writers, and I was writing. And I was very kind of like, I was nervous. It's out of my comfort zone. It wasn't comfortable for me. And I'm like, I don't really know how to write a song, really. I don't, he's like, you're going to learn. And I'm grateful for that producer for that. See, everyone comes into your life for a reason.
Yeah.
And I found a love for writing. So on top of, obviously, I like to sing and perform and do all that, I love writing. And I love to be able to tell a story. And so I've continued that journey. And obviously, I feel like my songwriting's gotten better over the years.
Yeah.
And I continue to do that. And so just fast forward, I've, worked with different producers. I've obviously put out other songs. I have I have a pop album out there, so I have all these different, different genres or whatever that I've worked in. But like I said, 5 years ago is really when I said, I'm going to jump into the country realm. It's what I want to do. It's where I feel it's really true to me and who I am. And everybody who knows me has said the same thing. You are right where you're supposed to be. Yeah. And I think I needed to go through all these steps to get to where I am right now.
Yeah, I believe it. I feel it. It's like things I have went through myself, My husband would always say, why are you doing that for free? Or why would you stand to be around a producer like that, like a TV at a local cable show and things like that? And I would say, I learned a lot. And there's things that I have been pushed to a different direction that I didn't think I can do. And so it's just, you've got to, like you said, be like, perseverance is everything. During your journey. So if you are doing music or television or blogging or any type of career, you're like, I even tell my kids, like, when you get a job someday, you're not always going to work with like the most nicest people. Yes. And so you got to learn to keep that vibration high when people are trying to bring you low, and also learn from those lessons too. When, when if everything was always happy, you wouldn't learn everything. We really, we know how to stand the storm. So, and that's what you're doing, and you're showing us all. So so when you started to go from country, what were you doing beforehand with the pop music? Is there something popular that has been played, or have you done anything with TV or movies? I heard there was a little rumor that you've worked with some big celebrities before.
I have worked with some people. I have.
Who have you worked with?
Jimmy Jam, who is, if those of you who may not know who he is, but He's a pretty big producer. He's worked with Janet Jackson. I mean, you name it. He's worked with a lot of really big people. So that's been, I mean, that was a very cool experience. And Jimmy's just a very humble, amazing person. So he's very, there's no judgment. There was no, I mean, he just was very, and because I was nervous to be in a room with him because I know who he works with. And then you're in it and you're like, what if I sound bad? What if I can't? What if my writing's not, you know, he
worked with Janet Jackson. You're like,
yes, he's worked with a lot of people. So, you know, it's been great being able to, you know, just work with different people. And, you know, like, I know Paul Anka, and those of you who, I feel like the younger generation, because my kids are like, oh, they love the song Puppy Love. It came kind of back where people are like loving that.
Yes.
And he's been a really great mentor for me. He's, you know, it's good to find those people that you know that you can trust, that actually have your back and can mentor you through this, because it is a hard business. So I feel like, you know, I finally have found people that I know truly have their best interest in me. And he's been a great source of, you know, being able to call up if I have a question, or he's like, you know what, you should really talk to my lawyer and I'm going to set this up. I'm like, okay. And they do it because it's Paul Anka, you know?
Yeah, of course. Like, so, it's really neat. And then you feel a little bit safer. You're like, okay, the lawyer knows what he's doing. You know, he's giving me advice. And I always tell people that, get a mentor. You know, it's really nice to have somebody that's already been through all the detours that could help you. You know, so you're not hitting so many roadblocks during your journey and of amazing. So, well, are you going to sing a song for us today? Is that?
I would love to.
Really?
Yeah, I would love to sing you my single Nashville if you want me to.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to go live, by the way, on CrockPotMoms. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be so much fun. And we're making sure my kid.
Can you hear me pretty good, or do you want me to use a mic?
Yeah, you know what? You want me to? We'll pause this really quick and come back with your music debut. Does that sound awesome?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Awesome. Do her song. Oh, there she is! Yay! Okay, here we go. Adam, don't turn that fan off. I need it for background. All right, guys, we are back with the awesome Kimberly Dawn, and she is going to sing with us, and we're about to go live as well. Hello again. All right. Are you set up, Court? Are you set up, Kimberly?
Yes, I am.
All right. And I just have to quickly sign on to CrockPotMoms, and we are ready to go.
Awesome.
I'm like triple recording right now. It's awesome.
You're like a multitasker. You're a mom. You're a multitasker.
Exactly. All right. So, all right, guys. So I'm just starting the live video right now. All right, guys. I am live here with Connecting with Lisa Marie, and I have the most amazing guest. We have Kimberly Dawn here, and she's going to sing her new song called Nashville.
Yes, I am. Here we go.
Okay.
Hanes t-shirt, faded blue jeans. He took me right back like a teenage dream. 90 miles north from that Georgia place, right back to that summer, burning up the place. All night on that Broadway strip, guitar case open with no dollar to tip. All lit up like the neon lights. In 18 years I never felt so high. When I think about Nashville, windows down on your Cadillac, I think about the sunset dripping down the summer sky, sipping on the moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landslide and how I built my life around you, I ain't afraid of changing, not a radio station, not a thing from my past about you. When I think about Nashville, I hope you think of me too.
Woo! Woo! You'll wake my 3-year-old, but I don't care.
Down that golden road with Keith Urban, who wouldn't wanna be me? Yeah, that's for certain. Shotgun seats, the T-top off, sun-kissed skin, and we're out getting lost. All night on the Broadway strip, guitar case open with no dollar to tip. All lit up like the neon lights. In 18 years I never felt so high. When I think about Nashville, windows down on the Cadillac, I think about a sunset dripping down the summer sky, sipping on the moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landside, and how I built my life around you, I ain't afraid of changing, not a radio station, not a thing from my past about you. When I think about Nashville, I hope you think of me too. Forever, always, the big and small ways, you let me love you. When I think about Nashville, windows down on your Cadillac, I think about the sunset dripping down the summer sky, sipping on a moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about that time, how I built my life around you, I ain't afraid of changing, not a radio station, not a thing from my past about you. When you think about Nashville, bet you think of me too.
Woo!
Bet you think of me too. Bet you think of me too.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing.
Hope you loved it.
Yes, oh my goodness, we loved it. Everyone's saying how amazing you were.
Thank you. Thank you so
My
much.
goodness, that was awesome. Okay, thank you guys. That's a sneak little peek behind the scenes, and we'll be coming soon with some more amazingness, so stay tuned. Okay, I had to stop live right now on the Crockpot Moms, and now we're here on our Zoom. Oh my goodness, Kimberly, you are amazing. That was absolutely so cool. And I mean, you weren't even like prepared for this today. I just basically was like, can you sing? And you just came out like, wow, this is amazingness. So thank you. You're fun. Like I felt like I was in a concert with thousands and thousands of people.
Thank you so much. No, listen, I've learned you always got to be prepared. You never know just be prepared. So thank you. I mean, yes, I want to be able to, if someone says, can you sing? Okay, sure, I'll sing.
I'm ready to go. Got my guitar.
And
music.
On a side note, I just have to tell you, I love your name, Lisa Marie.
Oh, thank you.
So I grew up, my mom was an Elvis fan, like fanatic.
Okay.
And so I grew up on Elvis and knowing everything about, so I love your name. Because I have a sister and her name is Lisa Marie.
Aw, see?
You know,
and you have such good energy too. I mean, like, I love it. It's so contagious, and I needed that today.
Well, you're adorable. I just love and adore you already. I loved your energy too. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Well, we cannot wait to have you back. We've got to come back in the next couple of months. We want to hear what you're doing. We want to support you when that album's out too. So once that comes out, we are going to be tagging you all over. We're here to support, and you keep doing those amazing things, and we're going to be watching and following and supporting. And that's what the world needs. Amazing people just like you to make the world a better place. And every little thing you do is a part of changing the world. And everyone on this podcast, I would say, is a part of changing my life and also changing the world. So you fit perfectly today, and I'm so grateful, and it's an honor. So thank you again for being a part of this, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you again. I really appreciate it. Felt such good energy. So thank you again for having me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Anytime. All right. And one more time, just so we can end on a positive note. Do you have anything that you love to give to people as like word of wisdom or a life quote or something? We always like to end on something positive.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like lately I say this all the time, is like, we're all in this together. Yeah. So no matter what's been happening, because listen, we can be all smiles and happy, but life's not always like that. And especially with this pandemic that has happened, it's changed the world. It's not just our country, I mean, the entire world. And so, you know what? I say we're all in this together. We need to support one another. We need to uplift one another. We need to help each other. We're all God's children. That's what I say. We're all God's children. Yeah. And so we need to spread the love and be kind to everybody, because we are all in this together and we all live in the same world together.
And you know what? And one more thing I like to add to that is it's so easy to be angry and hateful, like when things happen to you, but it's a lot harder to come back with the love. You know, when love is so easy, love is easy, but sometimes when you have those rough days, like fight it with the love, because that's like where you're going to grow, really.
I agree.
Yeah, shine on. So you keep shining on, even through the darkest days, even through the lightest days. You are so amazing. And thank you for being a part of this show. And we'll be back with another amazing recipe I'll be sharing with you too. I hope, do you like to cook at all?
I love to cook.
Do you? Oh, yeah. I'm going to come back with a yummy recipe, and I'll be sending that to you too. And I just love recipes.
Please do.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Crock-Pot Moms and also listening to Connecting with Lisa Marie on iHeartRadio. And stay tuned for awesome recipes and more awesome interviews just like this today. All right. Thank you, Kimberly. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye.